let's make sense of this, and perhaps our major other conversation in this part of the program is on what happened yesterday, the endorsement of President Bola Tinubu in the midterm assessment summit that was done, hosted by the APC National Working Committee. Tonight, I'm being joined by the leader of the alternative platform and a member of the People's Democratic Party, Chief Sowunmi, is live for us here in Abuja. So thanks so much, Mr. Sowunmi, for joining us tonight.
Thank you, Shu. It's nice to see you.
Same here. Are you also planning to leave the PDP? Yeah, because it does look like the tsunami that hit Delta State is about to hit also in Akwa Ibom State.
It's a bit predicted and expected in that particular instance. In fact, I think the governor of Akwa Ibom had been speaking about that even before that of Delta. So no one should act surprised in that instance. He made a very strong point that any fair-minded person cannot ignore. And that is that he has this fear that their inability to resolve the issue of the secretaryship could cost everybody on the platform of that party with no capacity and ability to have valid tickets. And that is a serious reason for anybody to contemplate their future. And I think we'll just say best of luck to him. One cannot, in fairness, continue to begrudge those who feel that politics being what politics is, they have a right to review things from where they stand, and they have a right to make informed decisions first for themselves and for whatever followers they think they hold. So I understand him. For someone who has always been in this party since 1998, never leaving for one day, there's a bit of a thing, painful feeling when you are watching life ebb out of the body and the soul of that party. You are, more than anybody else, can bear me witness to how long I have been screaming on the need for the PDP to reform. I've now adopted the point of view that, when you have an aged parent that is on life support and you are thinking maybe there's nothing they can do to save it. So I'm recovered from the agitation and the anger of what people do. And I'm able to accept whatever destiny will put before PDP. I think that, for me, history is constantly in the making. And the political evolution of Nigeria within this stable democracy that we started in 1999 is also an unfolding story. I put most of these, the campaigns and the kinds of alignments and realignment, including all of the talk about coalition, around three broad spectrum. Is there a North versus South conversation when it comes to respecting the principles of the pendulum? 8 years in the North, 8 years in the South. You have to see that people have a reason to think that way. That's one. Then, should people spend all of their time hoping and waiting that party managers will be reasonable to understand that they've been in opposition, they've lost 3 elections back to back, and they don't seem, no matter what we said to them, to be willing to do the necessary level of reform to build it afresh and renewed from the inside, but they tend to pretend as if there are some smart Alex somewhere trying to manipulate the process for outcomes that everybody can see will not work. Then the third one is there something in the skill set of the political management of the present president, Bola Tinubu, that some of them find irresistible? It don't matter that we are not in his party. It don't matter that we're in opposition. One must also consider why would they be going there. And that argument becomes a bit strong in the face of the fact that, never mind that people are talking about all sorts of coalition, if the big players believed in that coalition so much, they ordinarily should not be decamping away from the coalition. So people are seeing that perhaps the country now has 2 national parties, and nobody wants to gamble with serial defectors who are running all sorts of personal forum shopping for where they are going to run their ambition and calling it a coalition.
Let me ask you, genuinely, is this a self-inflicted harm or externally induced?
No. You see, Sheung, there is a level of activities that you can blame your bully for. But there is a certain level of reoccurring, long-standing, continuous lack of creativity that you have to hold yourself responsible to. You can't have been out of government, if you like, for all of those years, forget about that. Even if you just take the 2023 episode, the president of Tinubu, with 22 governors in his party plus 5 extras who were working or saying they're not going to support the candidate, he pulled 8.6 million votes. The candidate of the PDP and the PDP, because we must be separating which part of that vote belongs to the party and which part of that vote any individual can lay claim to. They pulled 6.9 million votes. One of the people that was a PDP member, a Southeastern man who felt that on the balance of play, why is the Southeast being excluded? Peter Obi went on his own frolic, was able to pull or allocated 6.2 million votes. And you lose the election, you run all the way to the Supreme Court, you lose. Or at least it was adjudged that you lost. Any deep-thinking, fair-minded Nigerian who is in the political party called PDP ought to know that the greatest necessary next step is to have the conversation of how do you bring Peter back. Because you can tell that the energy that is driving him is organic.
So there is a possibility of a 6.9 million vote in the kitty for the PDP.
No.
Just a moment. Looking at the past election and the figures that you've reeled out, it will have been simple political mathematics that a Peter Obi and an Atiku will be a formidable force to defeat any ruling party in place. As at 2023.
Yes.
Now, that's about 13 million votes as against an
if you even think about Kwankwaso and how they mismanaged him, that's another 2 million.
If what is going on right now, it does look like the APC is emptying the PDP. And from what we hear, that in fact, Kano is going in the way of the APC.
No. See, I tell people all the time, one of the things that people do is that they fall prey to the frail nature of Tinubu. I know him. I've known him very, very, very well, closely for his intellectual capability since as far back as being in Europe in 1994. He will look frail, but the brain is that of a giant. So most times people just underrate him to their own peril. In 2023, he was an outsider. Not in government, not a minister, not anything. He figured out a way to come into an election where you can say an Hausa Fulani man, an Igbo man, and a Yoruba man, if you like, with all of the issues, and he was able to pull 8.something million, 8.6 million votes under their nose, get installed. They ran all the way, run to heaven, run here, carried their social media, lawyers to the Supreme Court while he brought jurisprudence lawyer who you never see talking rubbish. They won, and he won, and they lost. And now he's the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Boldly says, I'm removing subsidy, removed it. Floated the currency because he can't be backing currency with Naira. Long and short, there's some issues here and there. He's grappling with his riding, he's driving, yes, there's poverty and other. And my friends, the painful part for me is that my own side are choosing to be pretending as if that is the kind of easy material in politics they're going to beat. Question number one, what do they know that he doesn't know? If we're all politicians, they've not asked themselves one question. In 1999, Tinubu was governor of Lagos. Our last candidate was vice president of the country. Between 1999 to date, why is it that Bola Tinubu, Ashadu, Mr. President, I'm not disrespecting you, why was he able to know that in 2007, while everybody finished governor and run to Senate, he didn't have to go? In 2011, why did he not go? In 2015, why didn't he go? In 2019, why didn't he go? And by the time he got up in 2023, he's president. So when you are dealing with that kind of behemoth You expect, even for the sanity of the country and the quality of the democracy in the country, you don't expect the people on the side of the main opposition party to be clowning about like they are doing. What have been the issues? They finished that election, instead of telling themselves, let's go back to the drawing board and look at why we lost 3 elections back to back, they chose to believe the convenient agreement they were rigged. Okay, I agree, we were rigged, then what? They did not bother to ask themselves that, okay, when all is said and done, how are we going to max up the number? Simple mathematics, bring people back, beg them, stop quarreling among yourselves, stop fighting. What has happened? They left PK with his anger and his issues, which they contributed significantly to getting him very pissed off. They are giving him approval to go and work for their rival while he sits in their party. They had no balls to be able to either expel him, suspend him, or do something serious about him. That lingered on forever. The whole country was talking about it. They pretended as if they have no ears. Then they got to the issue of, oh, they want to change the national chairman. They want to change the national chairman. They ran on that for months on end. Then we finished that after going all over the place, called this. Then they started running on national security. Does that make sense? How hard is it for them to understand that the couple of months required for Samdadi to just finish his tenure, now that they finally finish it, and they want to do an early Congress within their power. It's within the constitution and our power to do an early Congress. How hard is it for us to just tolerate this extremely incompetent executive?
So those who are blaming Tinubu for the problem, or Wike for the problem of PDP, are wrong.
I have never known an annoying set of humans who don't look at themselves in the mirror and take responsibility.
So even your party is annoying you?
Listen, when I say an annoying set of humans who don't take responsibility, Sheung, do you invite me here so that I can come and be pretending as if I don't know what I'm talking about? The fact of the matter is that it is not the responsibility of APC to do PDP a favor. No political party does another a favor. And to flip it for you so you will know, in 2003, my father, my leader, my beloved Balogun Olusegun Aremo Obasanjo, as president running second term, took out almost all the states in the southwest, leaving Lagos. If Bola Tinubu was as, beg your pardon, like them, I wanted to use the word useless, but I thought it would be strong. If he was like them, why didn't he think, oh, Bola Tinubu, President Bola Tinubu, Obasanjo is a Yoruba man, let me jump? Why did he have the courage to stand in Lagos and just think that, okay, we can rebuild? Do people expect God to do them favor when they be lazy? Heaven cannot help you if you don't help yourself. He worked and worked and worked, and there they are now. Okay, in 2015, when we lost to Jonathan, we ran one of the most obscenely expensive campaigns in this country. Almost all the players ended up going to jail or having cases only on the way they misbehaved with money, saying they are running an election, and we lost. I have been screaming on this party since 2015, 2016. You cannot reform a party with the consciousness with which you destroyed it. You have to start from ground zero. The PDP is bedeviled by the history of how it came into being. It doesn't learn to struggle for anything. The military were going and gave them a favor and gave them the country. Obasanjo sat in the villa and gave them second term. Obasanjo sat in the villa, bullied Yaradua and Jonathan into government. Jonathan got a bit of a easy way because, of course, South needed to, they were already in power. Second term, they lost 2015. Tell me one critical work they've done since 2015 to improve themselves.
Self-inflicted pain. Now, that's how you describe it.
Absolutely.
But can PDP get over this?
Okay,
can they be able to get back? And Saraki Reconciliation Committee is on the road.
Man. Yeah, okay, I don't want to, they're my people, so I'm not going to go personal with him. But what I just want to say is this. If the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria and its leaders will just put all that energy they are spending, jumping here, jumping there, allowing people who first destabilized the PDP, then jumped into APC,
what do you mean
I'm coming. The PDP started out with almost all the players that are calling themselves a coalition now. Then they left and joined to get angry. They were angry with Jonathan. They were angry with this. They formed the APC together. They don't have the capability to wait or to endure anything or build anything for long haul. Then they got angry there. They want to start another arrangement. Question number one. That arrangement they are trying to start, if they had put it into the party that is the legacy party, would they not get traction? In one breath, they are the ones demarketing the party and confusing the Nigerian electorate. In another breath, they are the ones saying they are not leaving the party.
Your description is fitting to the likes of Atiku Abubakar.
It's not just Atiku. Leave this. What principal? Why did I go to secondary school with you? What's wrong with you? You know how old I am? Do you want me to give you some of the things I've done in this country that they were not even aware of? Where were they in 1995, 96, 97 when I sat with the European leaders of the world at that time and tell them that help us with Nigeria? Where were they? When I talk, I'm talking because I know.
So you are off the back of Atiku Abubakar.
Listen.
I
have always said, listen, please, I don't like when you do this.
I'm asking you a question.
I'm telling you directly.
Yeah.
I have always been running my life on two prisons. Nigeria first. And then in politics, I have been in PDP for stability. And I have been here even when they jump and come and jump and come and jump. I've been here. So you can't expect me to be extremely happy that I see them going on a charade, that if they don't become lucky, because you know when you go for an election, all your best calculations, they may not win. And then when they don't win, these people don't even have the character to show me that they will even stay in that new contraption because I know them.
So you see the coalition may not be... is it shaking from the point of your point of view?
The fundamentals by which you build a movement to rescue a nation cannot be predominantly too selfish. All that talk they are talking about coalition, this coalition, they are just trying to take advantage of Peter Obi, and it is his business if he allows them to take advantage of him. After we lost the election in 2023, have you watched what he has done? Never mind that people criticize and also sometimes criticize him. He's been going to places, he's been doing boots on ground, he's been doing all of the things that somebody that really wants to run will do. I ask you, Sheung, if Peter Obi was a Hausa man or a Fulani man, would anybody be doubting the fact that he's going to be presidential candidate and he will likely win? If Peter Obi was a Yoruba man, will anybody be doubting that he's a presidential candidate and he can likely win? If somebody can pull 6 million votes all by himself with a ragtag army of supporters and the Nigerian people, you want to do a Nigerian movement, and we're supposed to be discussing what? Tell me now. Oh, I'm supposed to accept that Nasir El-Rufai, who was first of all a creation of PDP, apart from God and his parents, left to go and do APC. He's going to be responsible for the establishment of APC as well, and then they will come and start saying what? And up till now, do they even have a platform? If you ask them in the morning, some people say it's SDP. Tomorrow morning, you say it's this. Look. I'm a PDP man. And I will truly hope for all of our sakes that we understand that selfishness, it must be my way or the highway, is not going to help the country. And all that talk that they are saying, the country cannot go into one person, that's all bullshit. If the Nigerian...
That's not a good language for television.
Beg your pardon, I take it back. If the Nigerian people... I keep shouting, I've said it to you more than 10 times, Sheung. Every election is a referendum. The people are going, the ruling party is going to have to come to the table with what they say they've done. They started that yesterday. Oh God, I almost cried when I saw Sowunmi. He was reeling data out without even looking at it. I said, oh God, how did PDP lose this guy? I had spotted him for years. They don't do that. Now, if they come and bring what they call their activities and their action plan and all the things that is verifiable, what will be what these jokers are bringing? They will be bringing their recycled self and be claiming that they are the new order. You expect the Nigerian people to follow them?
Do you agree, or how do you assess, though, that meeting of the APC yesterday? They called it a summit. It's supposed to be a midterm assessment of themselves and the performance of the APC government.
You know, Joe, one of the things that I'm very good at, and even President Bryson who knows I am good at it because I've been relating with him for years. I'm not in his party and I don't million around him, but one of the things I know I'm good at, and he knows, and everybody who knows me knows I'm good at, is that I know how to find the soft underbelly to defeat them. I saw what they did yesterday. I don't begrudge them because it is the right for them to be on their platform and, praise themselves and all that. But I also know where the Achilles heels are. If a party that is serious, not one that in the morning they'll be quarreling about secretary, the next day they are quarreling about publicity, the next day how can they be quarreling over nothing? Aside the fact that maybe they will have an expectation that some people may buy from them, what is the PDP damn quarreling about? What does it matter who the chairman is? What does it matter who the secretary is when we have an existential danger before us? We've just lost Delta. Do you know what that means? Of the 4 states that we have that you can say when the chips are down, they have the ability to structure and fund anything. Delta is one of them. Rivers is one of them. From what I'm hearing from the grapevine, if they dare finish the quarrel between Wike and Fubara like I have counseled, now we're even running the risk that those ones will not even be with the party. Then you are going to lose Akwa Ibom. The only one that will be standing, which I know is not going to really stand, is Bayelsa. And you think that the party that is facing that kind of problem should be arguing about who's secretary.
So you applaud what happened yesterday.
To the extent that it is their baby.
The question I'm asking is a midterm assessment, and we're having a barrage of endorsement for the president just 2 years.
If the president, I know him, I know him. Never mind the fact that he thanked them and all that. He's not as gullible as that. If he was as gullible as that, he won't be able to keep everything together since 1992 to date. If they will stand and say they applaud him, yes, he will say he accepts, but I know him. He's not fooled by that.
You don't think it's a political sycophancy?
No. You see, you don't expect them to go an assessment of their work in their own meeting and not thank themselves. It's like a lizard falling from an Iroko tree and nodding his head. That's their business. The fact that they gave him an endorsement is even so childish. Because in the first instance, everybody knows that the president has a right of first refusal. Is anybody going to contest with him in his party? So their assessment is their own dramaturgy of how they want to make themselves happy. I listened to Rarara, I listened to Wasiu, my brother. I saw what they did, and I commend them for effort. I am not one of those, Sowunmi, that will say because somebody is my enemy, his horse is now a chicken. If he has a horse, I say it's a horse. But let me just figure out how to beat him. But you see, to live in delusional self-denial is not my thing.
I mean, let's wrap up this conversation.
Yeah, wrap up.
The way things are going right now.
There's a pathway for us to beat them, if that's the question.
Really?
I tell you. We can
so Tinubu is beatable in 2027.
Oh God.
Where is your position?
They should not worry about that.
You have just described
No. You have an imagination that beyond the administrative responsibility of party management, the party itself has anything to do with the electorate. They don't. The electorate are those people, as at the last count, 93 million registered voters. Why do you think I started the alternative? To try to tell people you have to turn up. To try to tell people that you can't be buying and selling vote. To try to tell people that let's have this conversation without making it tribal. Those are the kinds of things that sensible people do. And that's why I've asked them to bring the chairmanship of the so I can go and reform it for them. Because I know that even if I gave them 1,000 years, they don't even know what to do. For you to be able to solve a problem, you must have the ability to diagnose it. My problem with my party is that it's like I'm sitting in the midst of dunces when the people that are sharp are on the other side. You know how I feel? And if I get tired of being in the midst of dunces, I'm going to go and join my brothers and people and just stay with people that are brilliant for a second. I hate when people are looking for excuses.
You're fed up.
The man got only 8.6 million votes.
And it's surmountable.
There are 93 million. It's cheaply surmountable. Cheaply. But you have to know what you are doing. You can't be deluding yourself. How can somebody like Shemakinde be deceiving himself that he's going to be a presidential candidate in 2027? Is he like a kid? Is there any part of Nigeria, of the 6 geopolitical zones,
doesn't have the constitutional right? No, you can't discredit a governor who has a constitutional right. Doesn't he have a right?
If you like, listen, if you had heard the end of the conversation, you won't be asking me about rights. Do you think that the way the structure of the Nigerian nation is a 6 geopolitical zone, the Southwest has taken quite a number of bites? You have a Southwestern man that has done 4 years. The North is even asking for the power back. We have a Southeast that has never tasted power. There are other zones, and you are deceiving yourself that you are going to be able to tell Nigerians that, okay, the Yoruba people want to have 12 years in government.
So should everybody throw their hands up?
No. Listen, if the responsibility of party leadership and party management is to know where to place their candidacy, and like I keep saying, the People's Democratic Party of Nigeria does not have to zone its positions to where the APC conveniently zones its position. We don't have the same needs, we don't have the same playbook, we don't have the same angle, we don't have the same place to look for our numbers. But when you have children who don't even understand the business of party management
So the place of Bola Tinubu and the APC, for those who think that it's secured in securing a win in 2027, is a misleading argument.
Listen, disasters can happen within minutes. They have not even gotten to 12-year mark, 2-year mark. You still have a whole 2 years. Nobody should play God with the Nigerian people. You see, what I even pity him, because he's my man in another way, because he's my brother anyway. I can't hate him because they hate him. What I pity him is that how he even allowed himself to be in a position where the Nigerian people will start feeling extremely offended by the idea that they've not even gotten 2 years mark. People have not even served them. Akpabio jokes too much, honestly. For a Senate president, I like him a lot. I like what he did in Nigeria, but he clowns about too much. And some of these things that he's calling jokes are very, 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 very serious because it's offending the sensibility of the Nigerian people. What is the big deal? You can do your midterm report. You can come and make a sober comment. You are the Senate president number 3 for damn sake. You can't be in some show.
You think that what they did offended the sensibility of some Nigerians?
You need to. You see, there's something called filter and management and measurement. Filter and measurement is that you go back to all the platforms where people have to X, Facebook, and all that, and you just feel it. People feel that, yes, they did some good work, but could they not have finished that good work and just say, Mr. President, we still have a lot to do, and we expect you to double up. By the grace of God, we pray for you without the need for that charade, that childishness, that offensive, oh, we did, and then the governors came and did the same thing. Come on, Sowunmi. I'm sure it even offended you.
Well, I don't have opinion.
I know. Why would you not have opinion? Don't you buy rice? Don't you buy gari? Don't you buy food?
Because I'm a journalist.
I know. Journalists
I'm just here to report.
Journalists don't speak.
We don't have opinions.
I know.
In this sense.
I know.
But thank you so much, especially because it's politics. Thanks so much indeed for your time. I appreciate it.
So, it's nice. Always a pleasure.